Okay, your team is failing, and here's 3 leadership lessons for entrepreneurs. And stick along, because this United shirt is going to make a lot of sense to you in a moment. So, let me guess, you're probably paying someone on your team 6 figures per year who keeps missing deadlines, making excuses, and under-delivering them. But you keep them because they've got impressive credentials, right? They came highly recommended, so you keep them on. Plus, you've already invested in training them. Plus, firing them feels risky. You don't know who you'd replace them with. And you're worried what would happen if you fire them. You're working your ass off while you're not sure what exactly they're doing. You're drowning while your experienced team seems to be treading water. Here's the uncomfortable truth. It's not their fault. It's yours. And I can prove it with a story about a $150,000 per week soccer player. That's actually their salary. So listen up. Last weekend, Manchester United, my home team, beat Liverpool, the current English Premier League champions, at their home stadium, Anfield, okay? And this is the first time that that's happened in about 10 years. And it's not because United bought the most expensive players. Liverpool's team is way more expensive than them. It's not because they got lucky, and it's because they finally stopped making the same mistake you're probably making right now. You see, for the last couple of seasons, Manchester United kept their big name goalkeeper on the roster. He had an impressive resume, he played for the top clubs, he played in the Champions League final, he looked great on paper. He made £120,000 per week, which is about $150,000. But after week, he kept making costly mistakes. Goals that should have been saved, poor decision making under pressure, errors that cost them the game. The whole team couldn't rely on him, yet they kept him. Because he was a name, because they've invested in him, because firing him felt risky. That sound familiar? Then everything changed. A few weeks ago, new coach Ruben Amorim came in and made a brutal assessment. Talent without commitment is worthless. So he didn't just shuffle up the lineup, he changed the entire philosophy. Out was a 150 grand a week goalkeeper who kept making mistakes. And in was an unknown 23-year-old Belgian with the best shot-stopping statistics in all of Europe. Out was the players who showed up late to training. In was the players who showed up early and stayed late. Out were the players who complained on social media. In were the players who were obsessed with women. Out were the big names with fancy resumes. In was proven performers with measurable data, goals, assists, tackles, work rate. The coach didn't ask who's got the best resume. He asked who will help us win today. And at the weekend, that was answered. Manchester United 2, Liverpool 1. First time in a decade. So here's what this has to do with your business. You're paying 6 figures per year in team salaries, and despite all that talent, you're stuck. Your marketer who came in keeps messing deadlines. Your sales manager who had an impressive resume can't close deals. Your operations manager still hasn't fixed your systems, yet you keep them hoping it will magically turn around. Or even worse, you settle for mediocrity. Stuck revenue, poor result. But here's the truth. You already know deep down your team is underperforming because you don't have a system for success. You hired people without clear goals for their roles. You brought them in without defined KPIs to track performance. You don't have an operating system in place to drive results, or if you do have one, you only follow it 30% of the time. You keep changing directions because you don't have a 3-year plan. Your team doesn't know what's a priority because you haven't planned quarterly goals. And you blame your team, but deep down you know you haven't been a strong leader. All of this has been happening in Manchester United, which is why we've been shit for a decade, to be honest. I also know because I've seen this pattern with dozens of 7-figure entrepreneurs, and I've done it myself in the past. I've lived it. I know what it's like. So here's the 3 secrets Manchester United and you need to win. First of all, stop hiring for pedigree. Start hiring for performance and commitment. Ruben Amorim didn't care about the goalkeeper's past clubs or salary demands. He looked at one thing, the measurable performance data. So stop hiring based on recommendations and smooth interviews, and instead demand proof. Show me the campaigns you ran and the revenue they drove. Show me your close rates on high ticket deals. Show me the systems you built and the results you produced. All right, cool, great. You're on a trial run. Here's what I expect from you in the first 30 days. Let's see if you can hit it. This is my 90-day target for you. Let's see if you can hit it. Okay, agree to these KPIs and hire for commitment, not just skill. Okay, the person who shows up early, stays late, and obsessed with your mission. One of the things Ruben Amorim did is start hiring players who were Manchester United fans. Think about that. It's like picking players, hiring them that were Manchester United fans because they believe in the mission and bringing us to the top again. You want to get people who are committed to your mission. And if you don't have a mission, you damn well need one. Having a team that's committed to the mission will outperform the experienced hires every time. And that leads to number 2, culture eats talent for breakfast. Manchester United cut players who were late for training, even if they were talented. Literally, some of our best players went because they were late. They cut players who complained, even if they scored goals. Because Amorim knew one uncommitted player poisons the whole team. Your move is to audit your team right now. Who misses meetings or shows up late? Who makes excuses instead of taking ownership? Who complains instead of problem solving? Okay, who isn't all in on your mission? Of course, speak to them, train them, try to lead them, but if it's still not working, cut them. I don't care how talented they are, they're killing your momentum. Number 3, systems beat talent every time. So here's the most important part that people miss. Manchester United didn't just change players, they changed the system. Ruben Amorim installed a clear tactical structure. Everybody knows their role. There's defined patterns of play, meaning everyone knows what to do with the ball, what to do without the ball. Everyone's clear on what their job role is in every area. Measurable performance standards, data-driven decisions, ruthless accountability. If you get results, great. If not, you're going to be replaced. Without a clear system, even great players fail. But with a system, average players can become great. So you need an operating system in your business, okay? So what am I talking about, an operating system? It needs to be clear what your quarterly goals are so everyone understands what KPIs to track that matter this quarter. You also need weekly accountability rhythms so nothing slips. You need standard operating procedures so execution is predictable. You need a 3-year vision that everyone's bought into. This is what I call the millimonth operating system. And it's exactly what my clients implement in the Double Your Revenue 90-day sprint. So here's what I'm offering. It's only to 5 people. You see, I recently helped 2 7-figure clients virtually double their revenue in 90 days. Valentin went from 200K a month to 392,000 in a month, which is a 96% increase in just 69 days. Brian had similar results with a record-breaking quarter. Plus, I've doubled my own revenue within 90 days in 2 of my businesses, one in e-commerce and one in consulting. So I know the formula, and I'm offering to implement it with 5 7-figure business owners. Here's how it works. You invest 5K to start. We work together intensively for 90 days to double your revenue. We're going to implement the 3D scaling system, which is a clear step-by-step plan using my proven strategies and tactics. You're also going to get weekly execution with accountability. If I help you increase your revenue by at least 50% or more, you pay another 10K as a performance bonus. If you don't, you pay nothing more. This is an absolute no-brainer because I'm only taking 5 people to work with because I'm looking for case studies. I want more case studies showing that I can help business owners do this so I can increase the price, offer it as a broader offer, basically. I'm going to work hands-on with you. We'll work together to double your revenue in 90 days. So how do you apply? Apply by clicking the link in the comments, answer the questions, a little application form, and then book a call. After you apply, we'll jump onto a discovery call. We'll diagnose exactly what's going on in your business, the leadership, where things are breaking down. And then if we're the right fit to work with each other, we'll get together and we'll create a 90-day plan, and I'll help you implement it to double your revenue. This is for 7-figure entrepreneurs who are making at least 100 grand a month. You've got a proven business model. You're tired of treading water while working 50+ hours a week. You're ready to take responsibility as a leader. You're coachable and you're willing to implement fast. All right, it's not for people who want to think about it and wants to wait till another quarter, all right? Ruben Amorim didn't wait. He made the hard decisions immediately. Within months, Manchester United finally beat Liverpool for the first time in 10 years. So how long are you going to wait? Click the link in the comments, apply. I'm looking forward to speaking to you soon. This is Mark Dharma, the Millimonth Mentor.